This is the best place for me to make this video because I usually spend a lot of time reflecting on my life, and along the way I cannot stop thanking my Father for the ways in which He had worked in my life. I am grateful to Him for the times that I paid attention to what He said, and I ask for His forgiveness for the times when I ignored it or I was hesitant in following His lead. And as I walk into the room last Sunday, I check into the hotel, and as I look around, I just cannot stop saying, thank you, Father, for this opportunity. And I'm asking you this question, perhaps a food for thought. What do you think you could have experienced more in your life if you were obedient to the nudging of the Holy Spirit? So let's go. Hi, my name is Paula Simon. I'm a believer who on my third pivot in life. And in this case, I do not know what is my next step. Or what I'm doing every day as I wake up is asking my Father for guidance for that day and thanking Him for the previous day and asking His forgiveness for whatever I missed. On this channel, I encourage people, especially women, to embrace change, to go with things not with the flow, but step out, and if possible, you be the only one that doing it, providing you're doing it in God's name. Everything is fine. So as my introduction said, I am sitting here in this hotel, and it made me want to talk about this journey. Really started, I could remember, in 2006 when I was introduced to couponing, and introduction to coupon started something in me. I was never like a frivolous spender before wasting money, but the thing about saving or looking for deals was never it. I have the money, I buy it. If I don't have the money, I don't buy it. But couponing taught me that I could enjoy the best. I could get, whether it's clothing, whether it's beauty products, cleaning products, household items, food, I could get those same items so much more cheaper. And most of all, I didn't have to skimp on the brand, because in some cases there's a certain brand of olive oil you really want to try, but it's so expensive, so who knows, go and get the canola oil. In the case of couponing, it allowed me to get so much other stuff, and this was for years. I get for myself, I was able to make donation to charity, give to friends. 1 year I was able to use couponing as Christmas gifts, because then I get a whole lot of stuff, whether it's candles, body wash, all kind of things, and I give it away. But what that did, it moved from the household products. And at the time when I was heavy into couponing, I was not traveling. I didn't have the whole understanding, or I didn't have the zeal to travel. I had done a bit of traveling around the US, like attending conferences and things like that. And everywhere I go, I didn't realize it. I was signing up for whether it's a Hilton hotel or a Marriott brand. I was signing up for all these things, but not understanding the value of points or miles or anything like that. And it's just there, and after a while it expired. But it was after I came back from New Zealand in 2007. I wish I had the knowledge of points and miles. It would have saved me, who knows, maybe well over $1,000 in New Zealand, because New Zealand was very expensive. But it's when I returned, I was online and this information started popping up, and I was introduced to this couple, Nate and Kara, a young couple out of Tennessee, and they were traveling the world. Then they started talking about these points and miles. They had a program that I signed up for. I bought the program from them. And as they tell you what step to travel, as I go to sign up for Hilton, oh, Miss Simon, you already have an account here. I could remember, especially Hilton. Perhaps she said, oh, all your points expire, but we're going to give you back some. Was 5,000 points the woman put to my account. The others, she said she couldn't give me because it had expired. But then I realized I had joined up for Hyatt, I had done up for Marriott, all these hotels over the years. So my point is this: sometimes God is be telling you to do something, You might adhere to it. It might not even look like it's a value. Oh, you're just doing it. Somebody in front of you and they're asking you to sign up for something. You sign up for it. Oh, I don't have to pay. Oh, let me get them out my face. So I'm just going to sign up. But he will be giving you, as we say in Guyana, a little naughter. You getting this inspiration. You might have an interest. And it doesn't look important now. But who knows? 5, 6, 10, 12 years down the road, or even 5 months down the road, you might not even remember that interest, but suddenly whatever you become interested in at that point tie up to what you're first interested in. And that's what happened. So from that whole thing with that coupon, I started couponing while I was in New York, where we had to travel. And that time I wasn't even driving. So here me on the bus and the train with 10,000 bags, lugging stuff. That when I moved to Georgia, for the first 2.5 years, I did not need to buy household products like cleaning stuff. I had everything. But in Georgia, put couponing to a whole different level. One, you had more options, they had better coupons, you had more stores. Even at one time, Kroger used to double your coupons. And that took it to a whole different way. But it started the foundation of savings. It started the whole zeal to see how much I could save. So when I heard about Nate and Kara, it was easy for me to get involved because it's a continued saving. And what I learned from them is taking your everyday spending to afford you to travel. So my concept now is I must make a dime, I must make a penny on every dime. So every money that I spend, there must be a mile involved or hotel points or who knows. In the case of when I was in Atlanta, was cash back. So sometimes from one transaction, there's miles, points, and I get back some cash on it. And it's because of that I am able to enjoy this hotel today. If I had personally purchased this suite, it's a 1-bedroom suite, let me safely say, other than the home that I rented in Queens, New York, other than the home that I bought in Atlanta, Georgia, I had never lived in an apartment or lived in a place in America as big as this. I never did. It's a 1-bedroom, it's a used bedroom, used living space. It don't have kitchen, but looking at the space, the entire square footage of this place, I could live in here. Okay, I might have to do some adjustments to it, which I was doing. This crazy, I walk into this place, and the first thing I start thinking as I look around, I could live here. Oh, this is where the kitchen could be. I could remove this cluttered space and move the bathroom from one space to the other. And it have all the plumbing, it have water, it have electricity, it's easy. So I could rearrange here and make it into somewhere to live. And that is what, by listening to God, gave me the opportunity to dream and even think about things like that. And this is something that could be happening to you now, or happen to you in the past, or it will happen to you in the future. It might not be traveling, but whatever you might be passionate about, you might be able to experience it in a different situation, in a different place, if only you listen to when God might tell you, do something different, move. I had a conversation, I think was early this year or late last year. I was talking with a friend who was thinking about buying a home. She's been thinking about it for a while, looking for the perfect place. And when I said, okay, why not move to another area, which she drives, she have a car, which who knows, difference might be a little half an hour to driving. She said no, she don't want to move to that area because then she will have to learn everything new. I did not say anything. That was not a response for me to comment on. I was silent, and that is it. She is, you could say, tying her own legs or putting a handcuff in on her experience and on her life just because she would have to learn something new. Mind you, she's an immigrant. And when you're an immigrant, you really and truly had to learn something new. You cannot come out to no other part of the world and come to the US and tell yourself that, no, you're learning. Either it's an elevation in the service or it might be lower what you're accustomed to. But it's a learning and an adjusting period. I'm looking at it as a chance where she could get more land or a bigger house for her money. But why she is not looking about no other area is because she will have to learn something new. And I did not say anything to her. And that is what, that even myself, God might have been talking to me about certain things that I just dismissed it. And because of that, I could experience more in life. We all are created equal but different. Why different? It's because we have a different plan, we have a different purpose. Some people who I know are very friendly. Some people, they feed on a whole lot of friends and big group activities. I see it in friends, and it's right in my bloodline in the case of Robin, who loved it. I'm different. It took me a while to come to grip with it, is that I do not feed on a crowd. In fact, too much a crowd and too much big activities rob me of energy. I feel exhausted at the end of the day. While some people, it give them energy based on what is their assignment. We are uniquely made. When we get these little nauta, it's based on what God wants us to achieve. And anytime we operating in fear, or anytime we say, this thing don't work, there's not of God. That is not of God, because if it come to you, is a way for you to think about it, and in some cases apply it. I'm here in this beautiful hotel in Azerbaijan. I was in Georgia. I looked around where I was. I got tired of the house. I went to the grocery store, buy food, cook some food. I did a video, I did some writing, and I looked around. I said, okay, I need a fix. And there's another thing, I have a problem. My problem is I love going to hotels. I needed a fix. So what? I start researching. Azerbaijan is just like an hour away by airplane, because the train is no longer working between Georgia and here. And the fare was cheap. I look around, I see there's a Marriott hotel. I said, this look nice. And I came here. And downstairs they said, oh, Miss Simon, we upgraded you to a nice suite. We hope you would like it. I came in here and I said, wow. Have I been to nice hotels before? Yes. But I think this one take the cake in so many ways. And that is what I would not have gotten this experience if, one, I had stayed in New York. If I did not decide to pivot to Georgia, which really and truly, if you look at it on the books, might not have been so smart, because my clients was in New York and I going to Georgia. But I did. And because I did that, it opened other doors. Within 16 months, I was able to get my first home. I was driving because I was going to Georgia, things that I didn't do before. And because in being in Georgia, it allowed me to think and do things differently. And if I look back, it is all those things that did not make sense. Leaving Guyana to come to the US did not make sense, because for years I was babysitting, housekeeping, doing all kind of jobs that someone might say, why did you leave a good job in Guyana? I didn't come to America because I was punishing, I was suffering, and needed to get... No, I just needed a change. And that is what has happened. All the pivots that I took is because I just needed a change. And I made that change. In your case, it might not be moving to another country. It might not be moving to a different state. It might not be giving up your profession for 20-something years or whatever it is. God might be requiring you to make a turn here. Do something. Take a different job. Because when you leave it at the end of the day, you're loading up on Tylenol and every painkiller that you could put your hand on, and you're feeling sick. It's affecting your health in so many ways. Who knows, you might even be losing your hair. But what? You don't want to change. This is where I know, and all my friends here, and the job might come with certain prestige and clout, and at least I'm certain about this money. If I go somewhere else, who knows, I might get fired, or the pay might not be enough. But then look at the amount of stress or how unhappy that you cannot, even when you reach home, you're not able to interact with your spouse or your children or anything because you're exhausted like a dead dog. Because the job, even if it's not exhausting physically, it is exhausting mentally. Do you need to quit your job? Sometimes no, you go somewhere else. But again, we don't. And then when God talks to us, we need to get a cloud of witnesses. We start calling everybody on the phone and asking their opinion. And in some cases, God didn't give them the assignment. He gave it to you so they cannot see further than the nose, not because they might be dumb or anything like that, or they don't want you to strive, because it is not the information. It is for you. But you then go to somebody who's unprepared for the information and then asking for their opinion. And what? You still, girl, when you give up your job, you've been there for 18 years. Why are you going to leave the job? And you die in 20 years. Because the job taking the 18, you're taking an extra 2 years off of your life with the stress. But you just don't want to move. And that is we should think different. We looking at change not as a problem, looking at change as a growth, because it is. And I'm so grateful to God that He made me the way I am. 99.9% of the times when I do say something is when it's already done, because it's just not in me to say it. It's not that I don't want you in my business, however the case might be. I don't want to hear your opinion. I make a decision. I feel it in every cell in my body, and I do not want to change how I feel. So what I do, I just go with it. And afterwards, I will tell, even can you, afterwards, what I've already done. And sometimes when I look and said, oh, no, perhaps you could have done this a bit different or whatever it is. But given the opportunity, would I make a change with the move? No. I'm going to do exactly what I did before. And at this point, I could safely say that providing I trust in my Father and He knows my heart. So even in the cases where I might think, are you operating in God's will? But God knows that I trust Him, and I'm looking for Him for direction. I'm looking for Him to close the door. I'm looking for Him to do whatever it is. And if the door ain't closed and nothing else happen, you know who going straight ahead? Paul, they're going straight ahead. And you know my heart. So even if I make a mistake, He's going to call me right back in, because He knows in my heart my greatest fear. Not even dying. Who cares? My greatest fear is not being in my Father's will, which sometimes could be a problem, because when He gave you a nudge, you could second guessing, am I doing right? Is it again? I will keep asking God. We ain't get to no answers because He already signed off on it. And who knows, He might be turning your head and giving you a side eye when you're going to get with the program. So my greatest fear is being, but you know what? When He placed these little off craziness, I'm going to go through. And while I'm walking through and say, Father, I'm depending on You to show me what's right. So embrace changes. When these little things come to you, it might sound weird. Nobody else is doing it. Who you're going to talk to? Providing you start saying, Father, I'm tired, I'm weak, I don't know if I could, but I'm walking in Your direction. He is going to find the support. He's going to be a complete stranger somewhere. Is going to come up to you and is going to tell you something, and it's going to answer your question. So there's my video for today. If you are new to this channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. A returning subscriber or visitor, welcome also. If this video or any of the other videos on this channel is of any help, please subscribe, share, comment at the bottom. And I'm looking forward for you being part of the group and for us to continue this conversation. So take care and have a blessed day. Bye.